that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Hello and welcome to another video. This is round 5 and 6 of OTA, meaning that this is the last 2 events of the year. So doubleheader weekend. We are at Shannonville Motorsports Park. The weather this weekend was actually pretty cool since this was the end of September, so it was starting to get a little cool. There was some weather expected this weekend, so we'll see how that plays out. Not gonna lie, I had a lot on my mind going into this event, thinking about the previous event at TMP. I had dropped in that event from 2nd in class to 3rd in class, and by a decent margin, and from 1st place in novice to 2nd place in novice. So going into this event, I felt a bit of pressure. Knew what I needed to do to make the most of this weekend, just had to execute it. But I did feel a bit off this weekend. I didn't end up recording that much outside of the car. It was really mostly the racing footage I did, so there's not going to be too much of me elsewhere in this video. And I forgot my Garmin catalyst. As you can see, I don't have that big block on my windshield, and that was super unfortunate because I could probably have used it this weekend. But enough talk. So we are starting our first session here. We started off with the Pro configuration, and for round 6 we go to the full configuration. So this is the fastest lap that I put down in the first session. Okay, so not the greatest first session. I came into this weekend with a goal to do a 117 around this configuration. Doing a 19.5 kind of made me reevaluate and think that, you know what, I might need to dial it back a bit. So I kind of, after sat down and thought, like, you know, I want to make my new target a 118. I'm still a second and a half off of it, but I could see that within my driving I can kind of get there. So we had a quick break, went back out for the second session, and I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable, but the car just doesn't feel exactly the way I need it to. It was really hard to explain. Even when I was out there, I couldn't really put my finger on it. And then this happened. So yeah, that was really strange. That's not really a tendency that this car has. I was trail braking a bit into that corner, but I was on the throttle pretty early. And yeah, it was rotated well before the apex there, which was kind of weird. I thought maybe, I was now pushing that brake zone a little bit deeper, so now I'm kind of prompting something like that to happen, trail braking a little bit later too. But this kind of continued on. This was something I was dealing with for the rest of the day, and I was just trying to figure out ways to work around it. I kept on dialing back my brake zone and a few different things, but yeah, nonetheless, pretty scary. So I need to keep the car in one piece. So I just did the best I could without having that happen again. So let's cut to our second practice session and let's go to the fastest lap. See how that goes. So that is the fastest lap from the second session. Getting faster, obviously you just pulled out a whole extra second. And I can still see that there was probably another second to go. It's just lacking the confidence in the car. Kind of spooked me right off the bat, so I'm just progressively working my way up to it. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at my two fastest runs in time sessions. We had 4, but we're going to focus on the 2 fastest for this video. But with that run, that was the fastest lap of the fourth session, which was the last of the day. A 118.12 is what I did. Not great, if I'm honest. I knew the car had a lot more in it, but I was just struggling with it. I don't know if it was a me thing, if it was a car thing at this point. Been a very long time since I even been out to this track, so a whole bunch of things. So it wasn't a great performance on my part, and I know that. And I ended up finishing 5th in GTA and 5th in rookies. The GTA standing wasn't too bad. It meant that I still remained 3rd in class, but I just dropped back a little bit more from the leaders. And also for the rookie standings, that one did hurt me a bit. That also moved me down one more. So now I'm about like a full point and a half off the leaders, which is tough to try to make up that difference in one event. So not leaving this day feeling the greatest, but I just left, went to the hotel, put my head down, and try to strategize for Sunday. So we'll see how that goes.
Hey peeps, what's going on? We are here at Shannonville Motorsport Park in Shannonville. We are here for round 6 of Ontario Time Attack, which means it is the final event of the year. The standings are super tight. I'm like 1 PAX point off of like novice right now. I'm couple points off of like 2nd for GTA, so really tight, hyper competitive this year. It's been a crazy journey. Yesterday we did have an event here also. We ran the pro circuit, which is basically just the border of the track. It's calling for rain off of the hurricane that hit the whole East Coast, so we're supposed to be getting a tail end of rain here. It was supposed to start earlier in the morning. We're at about 9ish right now. It's still not here.
Oh, it is 9.
It is 9, yes.
Oh, nice.
By the way, I brought the wife with me.
Yay.
And yes, we are now married.
Yes.
We have been married now for officially a week.
And a day.
A week and a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, she decided that she wanted to come along with me for the weekend of racing, which
This is our honeymoon.
She already got the ring. She didn't have to do this, but I appreciate the support and the love that this woman gives me, so no complaints there. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping for rain. It's kind of a messed up philosophy, but I have a decent amount of experience in the rain, and front wheel drive cars tend to be a little bit more composed in the rain, all the weight's over one axle, compared to rear wheel drive guys, and those are the guys I'm all chasing today. So a little bit of rain won't hurt. I'm kind of banking on that, hoping on it. If it doesn't happen, then I'm gonna kind of have to concede at this point, because these guys are lightning fast at this track, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I can overdrive and wreck the car, but then the wife will not be happy with that. So
I just need us to get home.
Yeah, there is also the fact that I daily drive this car, so
we need to get home.
we need to get home.
And you are my priority, so your health comes first, your safety comes first. I don't care. I mean, I love the car, don't get me wrong, but your safety comes first.
She's trying to do something. She wants like a shopping trip or something.
No, I don't want to shop. No, honestly. Your safety comes first.
Love her. All right, so we're pretty much set to go. I know the first run group's out. I'm second run group, so we have a couple of minutes. We have a few raindrops on the windshield right now, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll take you guys along for the ride.
right, so we are on track. This is the long configuration, so it's definitely different. This turn coming up here, instead of turning left, we're going to head straight right into the infield. I have not run this configuration before, so I just did my research online, just looked at some examples, and from that I gathered that my goal for the day will be something of like a 203, 204. I think I'll be really happy with. That little wiggle is something to keep note of because the issues from yesterday have come back. But anyways, yeah, so 203, 204 will be pretty good. I think that'll be competitive with the top 3 in my class. Just a matter of really getting used to the car pretty quickly and this layout pretty quickly. I'm trying to be pretty cautious on this warm-up, just to find where there is grip and where there isn't grip. It hasn't started raining yet, so we're in the clear right now, but we don't know how long that's going to last for. So I'm going to cut to the fastest lap that I did during our first session. Alrighty, so that was actually not that bad of a lap. It was actually my first hot lap ever around this configuration, and obviously I don't have my catalyst with me, so I'm not aware of the time, but it felt okay. I know I wasn't pushing to my full potential, and just kind of working my way up to it. As we go into this corner, you see I lose the back end again, so I'm starting to suspect that there's something either on the track or I'm loading up the car kind of weird going into that corner. I had the same thing kind of happen to me the day before, where that one sharp high speed left hand, I would kind of lose the back end. The same thing's happening here, so I'm starting to think, is it something with the car? Is it something loose? Who knows, right? I wanted to try to dial it back, maybe approach the corner a little bit differently. So I was a little bit gentler on the brakes and was just trying to coast through the corner rather than really load up the front and get it to turn in. And let's see how that went.
right, guys. Yeah, that was less than ideal. That sucked. I'm gonna have to review footage and figure out why the car rotated like that. I feel like I might have lifted too aggressively, but I've been fighting a lot of rotation out of the car this week. I don't know what it is. Track surface, tires falling off, I have no idea, but the front end feels absolutely phenomenal on the car. I have a ton of front end grip. It's doing exactly what I needed to do. I just don't trust the back end of the car at all. And as you see, there's possibly a reason why. So everything on the car looks fine. We checked it over, everything looks great. I debeaded the tire. That's what was the whole issue I was dealing with, but literally put a little bit of air in it and it seated right back up. The wheel's fine, tires fine. So I'm gonna dial it back to 7/10 and just get a time down for the afternoon. If it does rain, I think naturally I'll be able to move up a little bit just because of the nature of the car. But yeah, that was a problem. That was not fun. Back to the drawing board. I know we have some things planned for next year, but that's going to be on the top of the list of things to resolve because I don't want that again. But it's lunchtime. I'm going to put the tires back on, get the car sorted out, and see what the plan is for the afternoon.
We have rain. I'm pretty sure I was the only person at the track that was actually excited about the rain at this point. And like I just said before, the rain I think will help level out the playing field and give me a fighting chance. Unfortunately, as you can kind of see from the camera here, I left it in the previous settings, which is kind of more of me talking to the camera setting, and everything is super zoomed in and the camera is moving around. So I do apologize about that. We'll try to get through the videos. We'll try to cut some of that out for you guys and just see the difference between the wet line and the dry line. Unfortunately, in this session, I actually didn't get a clean lap just because of the changing conditions and whatnot. The car that was faster than me was no longer, and I kept on catching them. I back off, catch them again. So I actually didn't get a clean lap in this session. So we're going to go to the next session and see what we can do there. Not only was that the fastest lap of the session for me, but that was the fastest lap of the day for me. You can see at the end there, I was a little frustrated, I guess. I got held up on a couple of laps. I was really hoping to get another lap because I was kind of on a roll. But they gave them to me at the end of the day, so that's the way they kind of laid it out. So it is what it is. But yeah, this the track, I would say, was probably about like 80% dry. It was still spinning a little bit, but it wasn't really hurting the track that much. I would say maybe there was another second, maybe two, if I was just feeling a little bit extra confident. But it was pretty much as good as it was going to get. And the session after this, it started to downpour. So we got the lucky break. We basically got the dry track for the afternoon session, and our run group basically had all the fastest times for the day. You can see here, actually, me and Luke from 13 Motorsports, we kind of agreed we're just going to go out and have fun. We're obviously not going to go faster or anything like that. So we just went out and kind of figuring out the wet line, figuring out where there's grip and stuff like that, just for future knowledge and whatnot. But yeah, we just kind of went out for fun. There was no going faster, no breaking records or anything like that. So yeah, we're going to cut to the end of the day.
Second place with a 2 minute 6.422, it's Joe Nemhard.
Woo! That's my husband. That's my husband. Rain.
507, it's Brian Knight.
Woo! Go rookie, go rookie, go rookie. Rookie. Hey.
Jesus Christ, nurse.
I'm off today. I'm off. No, I'm off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful there, yeah. Oh no.
Oh Lord.
The peer pressure is strong.
Oh, God. 206.422. Oh, no. It's Gerald Nemhard.
Go Gerald. Go Gerald. Go Gerald.
He's like,
Hey, don't show off. Don't show off. That's all mine. Don't show off. Look at that man over there. This one there.
Quick splash. And your top novice with a max of exactly 97 is Nathan Webster.
And action! The two winners, Ryan and Gerald, taking photos.
All right, folks. So it is the next day after round 6 Shannonville. So much happened yesterday. I think I just need to take a moment and just kind of process today. As you guys saw, my first session, car violently rotated on me for like some, I have to watch the video again. It's probably something I did, but violently rotated on me. And I launched the car over a curb, debeated the passenger front tire. At that point, I was like thankful that there was no other damage to the car. I was just a debeated tire. I'm like, all right, well, that's my day. I'm gonna pack it up. And my wife and a few people got in my ear and they're like, listen, everything looks okay. Why don't you just continue on? So I put air into the tire like fairly easily, just seated it up right away. I think just because the tire's a little bit bigger than the rim. So I did that, checked the rim out, no cracks, no damage, no warpage, felt nothing. Same thing with the tire itself. Continental built a tire. Like, this is it's got debeated so aggressively. I drove 3/4 of the lap with a flat tire, filled it back up, and then raced the rest of the day on it. That's amazing. So I love this tire. I don't know if I'm going to be using it next year, but I highly recommend it. It literally saved my life yesterday. So anyways, very happy with that. So we continue on. Since my car is front wheel drive, I do have a bit of an advantage when weather gets a little messy, like in the rain. As I put the tire back on the car, it started to rain. So I'm like, you know what? I actually have a chance now. I need to put my head down and do what I do best and just throw down some laps and see where the cards fall. And I got a semi-dry track, which I was lucky for because it was a very small window that I got that for. And I was able to do 206. Thinking back on it, I definitely could have gone faster, but I was just trying to be cautious. I needed the lap down. I didn't want to go berserk or anything like that. But yeah, there was definitely more time. But either way, it was good enough for second in my class. And it put me as second novice for the day too, which is awesome. So I don't know where that puts me for the season. There's some rumors and stuff going on. I don't know, but either way, I'm really happy with how the weekend turned around. After Saturday, I kind of wrote off the weekend. I was like, tomorrow I'm just going to go for fun. And then the morning reinforced that. And then, you just don't give up. I did. And I had people help me get out of that. So super, super happy. Stay tuned to Instagram because I will be posting the year-end results as soon as they become available. And yeah, there's tons of things that now I've uncovered about the car that we're going to change for next year. Little improvements, little tweaks, stuff like that. Some suspension changes and whatnot are going to be coming up. So that's going to happen over the winter. So I'll keep everyone posted on that. And yeah, so thank you for following along for the OTA season. It's been a wild ride. It's been fun. I definitely am going to be doing it next year. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Wife says, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So definitely going to be doing it next year. And yeah, so guys, as I always say, if you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel, leave a like. It really helps grow the channel, get more awareness on everything that's going on here. And leave a comment below on how you think the season went, what things I could have done differently. I know some people told me in some tracks I was overdriving the car. That feedback actually helped a ton. So if you have feedback, tell me what you're seeing that I'm not seeing, and we'll go from there. So I really would appreciate it. But till the next time, there's going to be a lot of sim racing coming up. We're getting back into the winter time. So a lot of sim racing, probably some karting. Who knows what else I want to get up to this winter. But I promise OTA content will be back soon. Thank you very much for watching. Till the next one. Take care.